Oh my God. I forgot that we were on.
We are live.
Child. I said it. I said it.
Hi guys. We're eating
What
popcorn.
What else? Oh
I was like, we were just giving some tea just then. Ain't nobody here yet. They
I
heard
know.
nothing. They heard nothing.
Honey, love.
Okay. Y'all.
These are the weeklies.
What are we uncovering during Scorpio season? Look, y'all hardly ever see me chewing something. That's always Kendrick. God. I never be eating in front of y'all. I have Mars and Saturn and Scorpio. I don't eat.
That is so true. That is so true.
Okay. No, but seriously, how is Scorpio season treating you?
Well, Scorpio season definitely helped. Well, we all helped because we voted. Take back the House.
I hope you guys went out and voted. Listen.
Did you do it?
I just heard a very interesting story about somebody who went to go and vote.
Don't tell the story, honey.
And went all the way there and didn't vote.
I'm telling you.
So I'm just saying that if you're gonna go out and vote, and I'm only saying that to this person because I know this person's probably watching this or going to watch it.
No, I told you I don't say anything.
And I just have to say, this is Scorpio season, so these types of things happen for a reason. And if you're feeling bad about that, that's happening for a reason too.
Just be careful with how you exercise your desire for power and control. And it is the ego, because Mars does rule Scorpio as well. Pluto is the modern ruler, but there is an ego that is attached to emotion.
Because Scorpio wants to destroy.
Right.
So what you don't realize is wherever that Scorpio placement is for you, it's looking at that and it's looking at those things like you want to.
Right.
Yeah.
You must think very highly of yourself if you think that you have the power to destroy something that wasn't created by you.
You know, and one thing I'll say, and I'll leave the voting thing alone, you know, because it is important. You know what I mean? And it is very telling too. If you don't feel like that it's really something that's changing you, it's probably because you're in a place where you can be comfortable enough to have that type of opinion. Because if you felt like it was really going to make a monumental change in your life, you would be running down there to that poll and you would be voting. And that's just something that I wanted to say about that.
We're doing great.
Hi,
Thank
guys.
you.
Oh, it's
all right,
sunny.
you guys.
I'm getting washed out. But I love you and I love everybody, voter or non-voter. I love everybody. I just want you to go out and vote.
Some of you guys aren't citizens, so we understand.
Yeah, I love you guys. But I'm just saying that, you know, like, especially as someone who's like futuristic, and there are a lot of old laws that need to be broken and amended, and times have changed, and it's up to our generation to make sure that those things happen, and that can't happen without your vote.
Hey, you guys, do we have anyone that can timestamp the video for us? You know, we's busy up here in New York, and we're not lazy. And we can timestamp it, but if I'm going to timestamp it, it's going to be on the Metro North train while I'm out going to teach. And if he timestamps it, it's going to be on the subway somewhere doing something, going somewhere. I don't know. But if somebody can timestamp it, we love you.
Love you guys.
I think Dale's going to pull a card for the week. We're going to talk about a special that we're doing. What is it called? Jupiter in
Transit. Jupiter in
Transit flash sale. So it's going to be
flash sale.
20-minute readings for $25.
Y'all know y'all love that sale.
We're going to give you a more direct contact. So if you want Dale, you can email providencetarotdale. Okay, get those letters correct.
providencetarotdale, it's happened. Okay, we have separate email accounts. I know some of you have been looking for us, been looking for me. I know I haven't been here as much because I'm a human being.
Honey.
And I have a life. Honey. And unfortunately, my life was opposing this, even though I love you guys so much. You've been getting a lot of Kendrick, and hopefully that's been good. And I want to be able to connect with you guys more as well. So I'm getting back into the swing of things. And if you want to contact me for a reading personally, it is providencetarotdale@gmail.com. And Kendrick is providencetarotkendrick providencetarot@gmail.com. Yes, our regular providencetarot@gmail.com company email does still work. So you can reach out to both of us that way. But that's just a more direct way to get to us because of scheduling and we don't live together and this, that, and the other. And I know sometimes people are looking for us, okay? So that's just for that.
So email those emails if you want to take part in the special, okay? We can do video chat readings. We can do
Skype,
the reading over the phone.
He does FaceTime. I do Skype. I do video messenger.
Right.
We'll make it work, you know.
Yeah,
and
we'll figure it out.
And the messages do come through. I have standing clients, international clients that reach out to me monthly and have their regular readings. So I have done readings. Those readings did come to pass. They did come back for more readings.
Girl.
So it's, you know what I mean? So it's up to you how frequent you want your readings to be.
We say stuff, and sometimes I'm saying it, and I'm like, what the fuck am I saying? And then people will be like, oh my God, that happened.
It's spiritual guidance. The card just flew out. He said that happened, and then this card flew out. What is it?
I love that.
Okay, Hyacinth. Playfulness. Hyacinth. Okay, play is the royal road to childhood happiness and adult brilliance. Joseph Chelton Pierce.
Very appropriate for Scorpio season, right? That transformation from childhood into adult. What do you want to hold on to? What are the feelings of childhood that make things light for you? Some parts of naivety are actually beautiful because it helps us not take things so seriously. Then you can function in a way that you can actually appreciate and, you know, feel dignified in that feeling that you are doing what's right.
At the bottom, which is what we're coming to deal with through this week, is Iris, right? Rainbows and mysteries from the iris, okay? So, when it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. Okay, so this is really talking about perspective. Is the glass half empty or is the glass half full for you guys during this? Because we are all going through transformative energy during this period of time. I know it's happening. It's definitely happening in me. You know,
hello.
I've died a few times at this point.
Girl.
And if you're looking for that old Dale, you should have caught him a couple of months ago because he's gone.
At first, you know, you were walking on those hot coals, honey. Now those hot coals, you've been walking on them so much they feel like fucking Tempur-Pedic soles. You've gotten so used to the fucking coals burning your feet. Now you feel like you're walking on cotton.
Okay.
Okay.
Calluses.
Right.
Evolution and adaptation.
Dealing with it. Damn. Aries.
That was juicy.
Right, that was something.
What's at the bottom?
Oh, we're gonna look at the bottom, y'all. King of Gabriel.
Okay.
This is fixed fire energy. What's going on? That's Leo. This is talking about your heart, your passions, your creativity, what it is that you identify with that is purely you, and it comes from you, from your source.
She said walking on Tempur-Pedic soles. I know that's right, girl. You gotta get them cushions. So this King of Gabriel, which is basically King of Wands. This is Wands. This is the last Wand card. This is Wands. So this is talking about spirit. It's talking about passion. It's talking about things that simmer on the inside. Anger, love, spirit, passion. And it's King, so it's either talking about a male in your life, that's a fire sign, or it's talking about you being fixed on something passionate and fiery. You can't deter your you know what I mean? Like, you're a king in this perspective. You're not a page. There's nothing new to learn here. You know what it is. And you are very stubborn and fixed about what it is that you want to get out of it. There's a feeling. And we're in Scorpio season, so Scorpio desires.
Right. It's like,
That's
can't nobody tell me what to do. But somebody might be able to tell you something that will help you know what to do. Or might help you in, like, achieving what it is that you have set out to do. And it's just kind of like considering that is the maturity level of the King of Gabriel. Yes, he can carry out major feats on his own, right? He's delegating things. He's very active. He's enthusiastic. People respect him. They look to him. Yes, we love you. But then are you listening to those people, right? That actually do matter more in your life. That type of thing. And if you are listening to them, how are you going to, how are you letting their words or whatever it is that they're helping you do, how are you letting them affect you, basically? And how are you carrying that out in your actions?
Right. That's a little mini selenite for everybody right now. Let's just take that moment to clear all of our energy so we can get these messages. Remove the ego away. Let's go. Aries.
Work. That's so great because I was thinking about getting the selenite, but I forgot.
All right, Aries, you got Mercury in Cancer, which is the Three of Cups.
Yes.
So you want to communicate feelings. What is it that you want to communicate, and to who? It could be one person or a party of people. It could even be a three-party situation. Some of you Aries might be in some type of love triangle or some type of struggle between the past and the present and the future. That could definitely be something that's going on. Also, Three of Cups energy is really, if you're thinking of dates and times and periods, the first decan of Cancer. So that's really going to be end of June, you know, going into the first week of July. So maybe for some of you, if you're planning something in June, there could be something there emotionally gratifying for you.
Yeah, it's like Aries, things have gotten jumped off for you. And it's kind of like you're feeling like you want to communicate what you're feeling good about in terms of what's been happening. You're kind of like waiting for things to kind of come back to you in a sense. You're waiting to feel a little bit more emotionally complete with the happenings that are taking place. And it really is a need for expression. It's like if you want something to happen, communicate that, and then you'll be one step closer to having that thing happen, right?
Yeah, you're anticipating a structure or a something factual to solidify what your feelings are. Like you're feeling something and there's a little bit of a waiting period there. You'd like to be able to solidify the proof of that feeling or the emotion, and that might not necessarily have happened yet. But there are reasons to celebrate, and there are feelings around community and around even your siblings too. This week could be heavy for you.
Stay hopeful, okay? All right, Taurus, you got the Six of Gabriel. So this is one of appreciation, right? For things that you do that you feel proud of. Things that make you feel worthy, right, of your own experience. And other people can see that and they can celebrate you for that because you are actually showing them how they can appreciate themselves a little bit better. And with Taurus, you know, we just had a Taurus full moon, and Taurus really does look for respect, much like the Leo energy in this card is looking for, right? And this is talking about a better way of getting to that feeling of feeling like your needs are being met. You know, you're providing for yourself. Other people are experiencing the positive attributes that are, you know, in your life.
Yeah, it's a 6, so it's Jupiter. Jupiter is leaving Scorpio today.
Right.
Thank you, God. I'm actually applauding this because we need this, okay?
We need it, y'all.
All of these feelings, these 13 months, some of you have had some deaths. Some of you got fired. Some of you got hired. Some of you moved. Some of you found out about some terminal illnesses. Some of you uncovered that deep secret of the molestation or the rape that happened. All of this stuff, Jupiter expanding these deep, darker feelings. And right now, the Sun in Scorpio card is this week. It's 6 of Cups energy. So it's really shining the awareness on these deeper feelings. All of these things that you feel like your routine is harder right now. Why is your routine harder? Because you're feeling deeper and you're trying to uncover and understand deeper parts of yourself than you do normally in other ways, because it's calling for us to go in. It's the fall. It's not the summer. Now we're falling. It's like falling asleep. It's like going into yourself. It's not about the external. It's about what it is internally now.
It's not about going out and experiencing like other people in the park and being at the beach and things. It's like you're actually going inward in your home, in the place that you reside, and you're going to be faced with dealing with yourself a little bit more than when in the warmer months.
And you're feeling like we're not at Virgo yet. I know they always ask about Virgo. We're only on Taurus right now, which is your sister Earth. But yeah, this is really talking about Also, for some of you, obviously, if you have a husband that's a Scorpio, it's been a very significant year with that husband that's a Scorpio. And also, whatever it is, your dreams and your desires, you're coming back to that now with Sagittarius energy. Because Sag is ruled by Jupiter, so he hasn't been there for 12, 13 years, and he's finally going home, okay?
Gemini, what's going on with you? You got the Ace of Gabriel. Okay, so this is a very enthusiastic card. This is one of opportunity and one of initiations. It's kind of like things are getting to a jumping off point, and you can see the possibilities within something that might be taking place. It's kind of like movement is happening.
Yeah. What is this that we're looking at here?
Ace of Wands.
Ace of Wands. Okay. So the Ace of Wands in Gemini is talking about new feelings of passion. It's really it's a potential thing, right? Because it's an ace, and the ace is really
stages.
They encompass all of the wand. So Gemini, you could be anywhere along that path of that wand story for you. Now, for most of
change of action,
most of the Geminis is talking about something that's initiated inside of you, and it is a potential to make you feel passionate. Maybe it's a new love. Maybe it's a new anger. Maybe it's just a new spiritual feeling altogether, a new awakening. Or for some of you, you're finding out there's a new attention to your child this week, or there's a new feeling. You could find out that you're pregnant for some of you this week.
This is like the amount of energy that you put into something. But this is what it is talking about the attention and the awareness of something and the amount of energy that you put into it, right? Because potential, the word that's in it is really potent, right? So there's a lot of energy that can actually assist you when you're moving forward here, Gemini.
But it's just in you, though. And Gemini, you have to keep that in mind for you because you are super mental. So a lot of stuff is going on inside of you anyway. So you just need to know that these new initiations or these new feelings, they're happening inside of you. And you've got to get to the 2 and the 3 of wands before you actually start seeing that stuff come into fruition.
Singularity is like kind of difficult for you, Gemini. So try to think in more of those terms.
And definitely look at those spiritual reasons of why you do the things you do. Why do you analyze things to death? Why do you drive people crazy the way that you do? You know what I mean? There's something underneath that.
There's like a little bit of a destructive behavior that happens with you.
Because it's the twins. They're everywhere. They want to know why you're doing
There's more damage
trying to figure it out.
With 2 people. There's more damage that can occur.
It's like, that's why Jupiter's at his detriment with the twins, because it's like daddy trying to babysit 2 toddlers. It's like dad don't know how to deal with these kids. They bad. They're running around, pulling his hair and stuff. We need mom. That's why Cancer comes next. Mom.
Bam.
Cancer.
10 of Cups.
Okay,
Cancer, you know this is fierce for you, okay?
Okay.
10 of Cups. This could have some things to do with family, or this could have something.
Pisces.
This could have something to do with coming to a completion with a feeling of something. It's like you want to bring some aggression and some attention to feelings of love or a relationship that shows promise, because 10 is really the promise of something that started with the ace, right? Because when you get that ace, you're like, wow, there's some hope here. There's some hope with this feeling. There's some hope with this love. Can they be fulfilled? And then you get through those stages, and then you get to this sense of completion, being like, oh wait, this might be it, actually, you know?
I've been seeing this card a lot. I'm smiling, that's why. Because I've been seeing this card a lot. And it's a very positive card, actually. It's one of the best.
And
we'll go with the lower polarity
first. Don't forget,
first.
rainbows and messages from the Iris card this week. There's a rainbow in this. At the beginning of the reading, when I started shuffling this deck, there was a rainbow that was moving in front of me. I don't know where it came from, but, you know, I never said anything, but it was there.
On a lower polarity, this is saying, like, you cannot turn away from the feelings that you feel. 10 cups are 10 cups. That's 10 stages of emotion. You definitely know how you feel about some things, and you're definitely coming to a completion in your emotions that's going to cause a new beginning in your life, because that's what 10s are about.
You're not going to deny this.
10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. So it's really the end of something, but the beginning of something, right? And then here, it's really talking about a manifestation that happens from your emotions. This is Mars and Pisces and Cancer. You are Cancer, so Pisces is a 10 for you. I'm laughing because I'm dating a Pisces, and this card has been coming up a lot, and I have a Cancer moon. So I'm kind of like, is kind of funny for me as well, but it is very like, it's very, very compatible energy because Cancer needs to nurture their creations. And Pisces needs to be nurtured. They constantly need to be nurtured because they're so empathic to everyone's emotions and so sympathetic to people. So, you know, they need that person that understands that they can feel everybody's emotions, and that's why they have a hard time deciding.
Right.
You know, in Cancer, you can feel too, but you're an empath. You're not sympathetic, you're empathetic. So you'll be like, I see, but you can still be you because you have a shell and you protect yourself.
Right. There's like a sense of purpose that comes with this card when you're able to identify with the feeling that it evokes, right, for you personally. Because it's like when you're looking at a baby there and it needs your attention, you're not just going to stare at it. You're going to provide it with your attention, right? When you're looking at like a struggling animal, a dog or a cat or something like that, or bird, you're going to do whatever you need to do in order to assist that life, that soul, right? Pisces energy, cups, water, it's love. It's an initiation of love with a purpose because there's something that cannot be denied in this situation or circumstance.
And it even if it's not talking about a love relationship, which here more than likely it is, or it's talking about a deep relationship with a person, it could just be talking about yourself. Like you, because it's a soulful feeling. You manifest something that's worth it to you. Maybe you have been working on something for so long and you finally get the manifestation of that thing. So good luck, Cancer.
Okay.
Leo. Wow. Okay, Leo. So you got a wand. You got
working with your energy.
3 of Wands. So far, we've just got cups and wands out for everybody. So 3 of Wands energy. This is Aries energy. This is Sun in Aries. And this is the last deacon of Aries.
Working with your element.
Right. So this is really the awareness of self here. So Leo, you got actually last week the Emperor. If you go back and you watch the weeklies, which is also Aries, right? So here it is. It's saying like you're aware that you really want some either love to come back, or you really want to get back to a place inside of yourself, and you will. It's very much talking about the idea of opening up your mind to new possibilities. Either you're hoping that a ship is going to come back in, like a feeling's going to come back in, or you're hoping to catch a ship and take off. And either one of those things are very possible for you right now. Nothing is in your way.
This is in reference to something. This is not just coming out of nowhere. Right? With Aries energy, sometimes it does come out of nowhere, but this is saying this is a 3. So it's not coming out of nowhere. The Ace was coming out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So now this is like an understanding of what that means with that energy coming out of nowhere. What you're going to do with it, the decision that you made a decision already, Leo. So now it's talking about seeing where that decision is going to take you, right? So it is waiting for your ships to come in, like you said, but it's almost kind of like waiting for your ship to actually set sail.
This is a very, very, very hopeful card.
It's strong. That's why when when he flipped it up, I said you're working with your energy. It's Aries, but you're working with your element here, right? So you feel comfortable in dealing with this, these initiations, right? Because then once you initiate something, you can settle in that energy and you can actually make it what you want it to be, right? Because the potential was there already. And now it's like, what are you going to do to exercise the potential? What sort of like plans are you going to set in place to adhere to the potential, right? The promise of the potential.
Because you have the ruler and you have the sub-ruler. Now the ruler of Aries is Mars, which is talking about what you want, what your drive is. And the sub-ruler in this particular context is the sun. Because it's Sun in Aries. So it's talking about the awareness of what it is that you want.
This is an exalted card.
Okay, and you're a Leo, so you rule the heart. Energy. So don't nobody know what they want and how to get it more than a Leo. We actually look to Leo for that. All right? Okay, Virgo, your time is up.
Okay, y'all ready? 2410. 5 of Ariel, honey.
Okay.
What's going on? What's the struggle?
That's interesting, yeah.
What's the struggle with the money?
Virgo asked about Virgo during Taurus period, and this is a Taurus card. This is like a struggle with money.
What's going on with the money? What's going on with an investment that you feel like you put some energy into that you're not getting back? Or you might even be feeling like something that you're bringing, that you are serving, is actually not serving you. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's really difficult with this card for Virgo, because Virgo likes to be of service so much, but then when Virgo feels a need that it needs to be attended to in a material way where it can actually bring value to the experience that it's having with the person that's being of service with them, it's very important for Virgo, because you can be disappointed with a feeling of something not going the way that you feel like it should have gone.
Yeah, this is what I'm getting out of the situation. With Taurus being here, I'm feeling like you need to look at the big picture. You are a Virgo. We have Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, minus 0.01 degrees. So you came to the right place, baby. You want your messages. I'm going to give it to you clear.
It's like, yeah.
The thing is, there's a commitment. Whatever the commitment is, because that's what the routine is. It's Taurus and it's a 5. Mm-hmm. Be the commitment a person, right, or be the commitment a job, right, or something monetary. It's something physical. It's something physical because it's you.
It's something physical. You respect, right?
And yeah, and you're seeing a conflict. You're in the middle of it. You're not at either end of it. You're not at either end. So first of all, realize that, because you may feel like you are. You're not. You're in the middle of it. And I know that there might be a lot of financial issues, but you're not alone. Like, you either have that homegirl or homeboy that you can talk to. There is compassion around the situation. But for some of you, and this is a very clear message, so hear it. The relationship you're in is in the way of a greater relationship. And some of you know that. So you need to look at that and start being honest with yourself. If this person is driving you crazy every day, making you nag every day, and you're committed to this situation, you can't continue like this. You know what I mean? Spot on. I know, because it's my gift to know. And I told you I have Mercury in Virgo, and I'm looking at this card. And Taurus is great for Virgo. Taurus is a great match for Virgo most of the time. But this is not a good card. This is not a card. This is a card that it's not bad in the sense that it's just like, it's temporary. First of all, that's what you need to realize. You're in the middle of something. Right. And it's second of all,
it's not finite energy, you guys.
Yeah, it's not finite. Your struggle is not finite. Right. So if you spend too much time with the detail, and you will, Virgo, because you do. Right. If you spend too much time with the detail, you will miss the big picture. Right. So you need to look at the big picture and the commitment in this situation. Right. You know, for some of you, it's just being grateful for what you have. Absolutely. And then for others of you, it's like you're spending too much time on the physical, and you need to look at the spiritual connection that what are you getting out of the situation? So what if the sex is great if you can't have a freaking conversation with this person and feel like connected?
You're burdened by something as well. You know, you're burdened by something. Some of you Virgos, like if you guys get into arguments and then it kind of becomes physical, whether or not somebody grabs your wrist and they squeeze it tightly, or, you know, you might be feeling like sometimes you can't get out of a situation with someone physically, like if someone doesn't want you to leave or something like that, because it is talking about boundaries as well. Yeah. Be careful, because when someone starts trying to create boundaries for you, then it takes you out of your reality.
Yeah.
Right?
And I know some of you were saying an outlook. Do you have an outlook or whatever? Reach out to us, obviously, if you want a reading with us, and we can give you more of an outlook on something like that, because this is general. So I can't spend the time to go in with that. But if you email providencetarot@gmail.com, one of us will respond, or email one of our names, and then you'll get the messages. But what I will say for the outcome, because we have the King of Wands here at the bottom, that if you're dating a fire sign, that maybe my advice is to maybe hold in there, because that could be an end result. Maybe if you're dating a Leo or an Aries or a Sagittarius and you feel like it's becoming a tumultuous relationship, maybe there's something on the other end of that, because the Six of Pentacles is a very blessed card compared to the Five of Pentacles. So that is one message. But then for the rest of you Virgos out there, if you're feeling like that relationship ain't serving you, then move on. Okay.
Absolutely.
Libra,
you got the Chariot. This is the first major arcana card from this deck. That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's Libra. Okay.
And it's Libra. So it's talking
Cancer
about
energy.
Cancer energy. This might be dealings with the home, right? It might be sort of like moving forward, involving a situation with the home. This could be a goal that might be oriented with a home or like a comfort level, something like that. Security is really at question, right? Mom, maybe some of you need to be looking towards your mom for some advice, right? She's going to bring security to you, definitely, right?
Because it's a feeling too. I mean, the Chariot is really the crab in a sense, right? The Chariot is a mobile home, right? It's a mobile home. You can live in the Chariot because you have your debutante or you have your princess or whatever, and she's in the Chariot and people are on outside riding that horse. So a lot of Cancers feel very much like they have to take things and they have to go. Like they have to move away from their family somehow. Like it's their quest to do this thing. Kind of like Leo, but Leo's more heroic in it. Like I'm the self and I'm doing it. Whereas Cancer, they feel the love, so they feel like they're abandoning something sometimes in order to do it.
It's like they initiate the feeling and then Leo comes through with the action, from that feeling that you get. You know what I mean? So that's very close connection.
And it's also, if you think about your parents, mom and dad, right? Cancer is the mom and Leo is the dad. When dad has to leave and go out, it's not really that problematic. He's like, I'll see you guys later when I get home from work. When mom's leaving the kids, she about to break down crying. I hope you guys get taken care of.
This is definitely beautiful energy. This is like, Paul Revere or something like that. This is like, we just had the New York Marathon here in New York City, and the reason why it's like, I think it's like 36 miles or however many miles it is that, there was some war that took place in Europe and Greece, and then the person who had to run and deliver the message that, the Greeks beat someone, I forget, maybe the Romans, I don't know. He had to go that distance, and at the end of the 36 miles or whatever it was, he collapsed and died. He fucking kept his focus on that goal, okay? Chariot energy, honey. Keep that shit moving, okay? Keep your eye focused on the goal. You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to just think that you can progress forward thinking one way. You want to think in two different ways or even more. It's like the wisdom that you have, that you use in order to achieve something will actually help you get it to pass through. You know what I mean? It's from an emotional place.
Because it's the beginning of something and it's the end of something too. Cancer is, because if you think about it, it is the first element of water, but at the same time, it's the end of the initiations and we're starting over with fire again.
It's the first quarter, right?
Right. So it's that first quarter that's ending. It's the end of the first quarter, but it's the first initiation of water. So it's really the first and last of something.
Right. It definitely is change too, right?
Okay, Libra, I hope you got that message, and I hope that Cancer in your life is being good to you, because it looks like they are.
Here we go, Scorpio, Page of Raphael.
Okay, Scorpio, you got the Page of Raphael, so there are lessons to learn in the emotions. And this is very interesting for you because you are Scorpio, so I'm not really surprised, even though I love you, honey. You are the main person to be learning lessons about some emotions, because you're always hurting somebody. And why are you always hurting somebody, Scorpio? It's not that you're a horrible person. You're actually a loving, sweet person. So why is it that you always come across as this type of person to people? And a lot of times that's because you desire so much that you don't consider the emotions of another person, because you have had to fight so hard to do whatever it is that you feel like you've had to do. That lack of consideration is to a detriment. You think a Scorpio is trying to attack you most of the times. It's not. Usually it's looking for food and it's attacking you out of fear. I mean, it's very rare that a Scorpio has traveled all of this way just to come to your house to get in your bed and kill you. Like, it may happen, but I don't, most Scorpios are not that type of creature, you know what I mean? It's not even like got that type of wiring to plan it out that way. It's usually reactive.
Right. How are you dealing with these emotions, right? What are you doing with them? Are you letting them control you, or are you controlling them? Because you really do have something to do with control, you know what I mean? So it's like...
You do control. That's the motto.
Right.
Scorpio, I control.
How are you attending to your emotional process? Because this is Saturn ruled. This is a page. So this is talking about an emotional process that is taking place, that's going on, that has happened, that will continue to happen.
This is also a backfire in a sense too, right? Because you're so used to being able to control people's emotions or being able to convey something through emotions that it could be backfiring on you. It could be backfiring on you, and there could be some things that you learn in this situation. Because of your need to control things so much, now you have people living in fear because you are a Scorpio. So now people don't want to talk to you.
Right.
And now you can't find things out, and now you can't build trust in these ways, and now you've boxed yourself in.
It's the fear of something being destroyed, really, and it's almost something that you're kind of choosing to not see. It's like, if I ignore it, then it's not happening. But that's not true. You know what I mean? If you ignore it, then it's only going to become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. If you look in this picture, that sandcastle is there, right? And she could be acknowledging the beauty of that sandcastle until time has taken it away with the wash of the tide, right? But if she just continues to look away, that tide's going to come in, it's going to destroy that sandcastle, and she would have missed the whole point. Time, Saturn. You put all this work and effort into looking at this thing and building it, and now you're going to neglect it.
Now you turn your back on it.
Right.
But you still feel it because it's your creation. So, I don't know, Scorpio. For you, I'm just saying that this next month and this next period of time is probably going to be like a great awakening period of time. And if you can cultivate compassion, that'd be a good exercise for you.
Right, absolutely, for sure.
Okay. All right, Sagittarius, you got a major arcana card, only the second one that's come out this week. So Libra and Sagittarius are having major weeks. This is the High Priestess energy. Okay, Sag, the High Priestess energy is the moon energy. You're feeling very receptive. You're feeling very intuitive. And you're feeling like sharing. Now, you might feel like you're weighing things too. You're weighing your emotions. You're weighing your family's emotions.
Right.
You're weighing out your need for what it is that you need versus your partner's need. All of those things. You're being supremely feminine in your energy, which is a little different for you because you're masculine. You're yang. You go out, you do. You conquer. You're outdoors. You're not inside cooking meals. That's not like what you do.
It's what you're doing.
Right. But now you kind of right. You twerking for bae. You cooking meals. You're making plans. You're being receptive. You're listening. Shockingly enough. Not just waiting for somebody to shut up so you can talk. Right? So you're learning a lot of things about what drives you right now. I'm not surprised to see the High Priestess here for you because in your tropical, as a Sagittarius, that would be 12th house energy.
It's been there, right.
Jupiter has
been there, right.
Right, and Jupiter's been there in Scorpio for 13 months. That's your ruler, and now he's going into you. So it's like all these things that you've been holding or dealing with, it's like time for you to finally come out and start acting. And that's exciting for you because you've been waiting for your moment.
Right. You've been dreaming too, right? Because this is Pisces and it definitely is the subconscious. So there are some blockages that might you might become more aware of their energy and like what they hold for you. But then you also might be seeing things in your dreams that are communicating with you about what's about to happen for you or how you can, look towards the promise of definitely something newer that you can share with, your soul. It's like a soul sharing energy. Like you might be dreaming about someone else that you have been thinking and feeling about, you know what I mean, in your waking life. Yeah. And now they're coming to you in your dreams and you guys might actually be having the same experience with each other. It's like they're coming to you in your dreams and you're going to them in their dreams, but you guys may not be talking about it. And there's something that's going to be revealed later. It could have something to do with how you guys feel about each other.
Right. Or like you and the family, you versus the family, or there could be just another there's some type of thing with your intuition. For some of you, if you're feeling intuitively suspect about things, you could be right. Or if you're feeling like intuitively this is a good time to act on this desire, you could be right. So just listen to your emotions, okay? Good luck, Sag.
All right, Capricorn. Okay, third major arcana card.
Major arcana card.
Leap of faith. This is Aries energy. So this is really talking about hope. This is talking about, you know, risk. It's talking about being able to take risks and feel comfortable within making those initiations, prompting yourself to trust in what the divine has planned for you and not really trying to control the outcome of your destiny. And I'm not saying not to let yourself do things or take on opportunities or take risks because you're waiting for God to do it all for you. He's going to plant seeds. He's going to put things there. He's going to make you aware of the possibilities of anything. So then when you're faced with, like, you know, the potential and, you know, the promise of something, then you'll be aware that it's for you. You know what I mean, Capricorn?
Yeah, this is very interesting because he just said this reminded him of Aries energy. And this is the Fool card, which is Uranus. Some people say Uranus, but if you read it, if you listen to an old person say it, they're going to say Uranus. If you listen to the Romans say it, they're going to say Uranus. Okay? But that's just how you say a planet. Okay? Now, it's talking about changes. And that's what this is. That's what this card means. Right? The Fool, which is ruled by Uranus, is talking about things changing shape. Like if you think of all of the qualities of the planets and what qualities they all have different mutant powers, different things. Like, you know, we think of Venus and we think about attraction and falling in love. When you think about Uranus, you think changing shape right away. Something's going to be not what it seems to be. Or whatever it was, it's not that anymore. Now it's this. Like that idea of changing shape is what this is talking about. And Uranus is in retrograde. And it just went from retrograde Taurus into Aries on the 6th, which was yesterday. So whatever that shift is very symbolic for you right now. It is. And so that's also cardinal energy, Aries. So whatever it is that you're working towards, Capricorn, and you are always working towards something, you're kind of thinking about rerouting a little bit in the wiring of your passions of why you're doing it.
Rewiring. That's beautiful, because before he even said that, I was like, this kind of makes me feel like the Star card a little bit. But that's just because of like the environment that he's in, and it's really like a spiritual card, right? It's like the spiritual impact of like the possibilities and the awareness of the possibilities. This is before the Magician, right? So this is almost like things stirring up. This is almost kind of like before the Big Bang, you know, like that type of thing.
And it's in everything, because it's the Fool. So it's at the beginning, the end, is in between the Magician and the High Priestess, in between the High Priestess and the Empress. It's in between every card.
Breaking it down, elements,
right?
atoms.
So it's like, yes, in order to do anything, where does the initiation to do that thing come from? Somewhere. But where did the thought come from?
Right.
Well, where did the feeling come from? Well, where did the emotion come from? The Fool card. That's what this is, right? It's all of those things. Okay? Very major moment for you, Capricorn. And that's good, because sometimes you can get a little stagnant with certain things, or stubborn about where you are on your mountain. And you can't see all sides until you get to the top. And depending on where you are, it's going to depend on how you're dealing with that struggle. Right? Okay?
Okay, we're on a roll now. Fourth major arcana card, honey.
Fourth major arcana card, Aquarius.
Aquarius, you got the Temperance card. Temperance has been a theme,
and that's Sagittarius energy. So for some of you Sagittariuses that are dating Aquarius and Aquarius dating Sagittarius, you guys better go ahead with your bad selves, right? Because Aquarius is thinking of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius got the High Priestess card, so it knows it.
Okay, honey. Right.
Okay, right.
This is a card of saying that you're being tested spiritually. And what you do is going to be very pivotal in the results that you get out of this challenge, right? So it's like you have to really exercise your will to give up your ego, right? And see how Spirit, God, you know, your innermost workings, your subconscious energy, your spirit is guiding you to get through this, right? It's like the pressures are building, so then you've got to release the pressure. how are you going to do that? You need to decide how you're going to release the pressure, right? And it's going to take some work from you believing in yourself and believing in that this situation can get better, even if you don't see the end of it, or even if you don't know what the goal is. It's like you need to understand where you lie in the situation, how it's going to affect your bottom line. 5, Taurus, the Hierophant energy, bottom line. What really matters here, and how is it going to get you from one point to the other?
Some of you are thinking about travel. Go ahead and take the trip. Some of you are thinking, I can no longer take what it is that I've been taking. That's Temperance too. Forcing you, making you. Dealing with it. Being in the fire. It's getting so hot. It's so uncomfortable. But it's actually getting you closer and closer to a goal. You could have been going through something for a long period of time.
Trying to make that shit work.
Trying to adjust. Trying to mix these elements of the emotions with the practical, be it a relationship, be it a situation at work. And here it's saying, go ahead and take flight and believe that the goals or whatever it is that you have set out to do, and it could be years of a struggle, are going to happen. And that you're going to make it through, even when you think that you're not going to.
Right.
It's just making you, you're harder, but you're wiser.
Right.
You know?
It's been a learning experience for you. Exactly.
It's very transformative because it's after the death card, right? 13.
Right.
Death happened. And now it's like what you do with this transformation, you know, is really what this is talking about. Okay? But this is also talking about higher education. So for some of you, if you have like a job promotion or something that has to do with higher education, or you're thinking about going back to school, go ahead and do it.
Do it. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Wow, we were just talking about the death card. Here we go. Pisces.
5th major arcana card, Pisces. You got 13, which is peace in this deck. This is talking about transformation, right?
Transformation.
It's also talking about
Endings.
purification, endings, you know, the ability to release something that you've been holding on to just because you feel in power over that thing that you've been holding on to, right? What's the connection?
Yeah, this is talking about transformative energy, emotional transformative energy. And this is really saying, of course, obviously someone could die or could have died not that long ago. Usually if the death card comes up, it's not talking about a death. It probably has already happened.
Right.
But you could have dealt with a death, Pisces, recently. Or you could have just dealt with the transformation that's going on inside of yourself. Right. Maybe you used to always do things a certain way and you can't anymore. Maybe you used to have this relationship this way and you can't anymore. Maybe you're thinking about changing locations, changing jobs, changing the way you do this routine. It is a 4. 1 plus 3 make 4. But in this case, it's usually talking about a destruction instead of a construction. So it's like, how are you going to accept this change and this transformation? Because when the death card comes up, it is talking about something changing.
And it's talking about acceptance.
It is going to change, and it's talking about accepting it, because we all have to die at some point. Like I always say, if you spend your time thinking about death, then you're never really living.
Right, because it's like, are you facing your fears? And if you're facing your fears, how are you allowing it to transform you? Sometimes there are parts of ourselves that we fear the most that we shy away from. We shy away from doing the work that it takes to deal with those parts of ourselves, to reconstruct those parts of ourselves that have been affected by our past, right? It's like all of the junk that's just been lying around that we need to get up, but it's like we're just still focused on the fact that it got there in the first place. You know what I mean? It's like you really do need to release certain parts of, you know, yourself that aren't really helping you anymore, and it's really causing you more pain than it is joy. Really, that's what it's talking about.
Yeah, because it's like, it's going to happen regardless. The transformation, death is something that happens to all of us. You know what I mean? It's like, you need a raincoat if it's raining outside. Right. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no point in wearing Daisy Dukes and a nice yellow shirt and pretending like it's sunny When it's raining outside,
Right.
you need a raincoat. It's
Right.
just, it is what it is, you know?
And it is, it's 13, so it is talking about transformation, but then it also is a 4, so it is talking about a sort of foundation, and it's like you've got to have the transformation in order to have the new foundation that you're working on, you know what I mean, that you're standing on for your soul.
It's you against the need to express something. For some of you, it might be you against the child. You could be having a problem with your child this week, you know, or something to do with your wife if you're a Pisces, possibly. But other than that, it's just this need to express something inside of yourself. There's some type of initiation. Maybe you found something out, and there's a transformation energy. You probably find out before everybody else because you are Pisces, and then you're just going to have to allow that transformation to happen. Don't fight it.
And don't have sour grapes. Just let it go. Let it go, honey. All right, this has been wonderful. If you guys want to get a reading from both of us, email providencetarot@gmail.com. If you want a reading from Dale, take advantage of that flash sale. 20 minutes for $25. Email him at providencetarotdale@gmail.com. I will be emailed at providencetarotKendrick@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram. And also like and share this video. Subscribe to our channel. Let's get our likes up.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel, of course. Like, you know, obviously, the more that you're here for us, we'll be here for you. Because energy is never created or destroyed, right? You give it, and we give it back to you, and we've proven that to you. So we're here for you. Also, if you want to catch me live and in the flesh, I'm at Upshanti on Fridays. I'm there. That's in Union Square area, 14th Street, in between 3rd and 2nd on the south side going downtown. If you're here in New York City, you can Google Upshanti. But it's, yeah, you can come in. I'm there 11:30 to 5. So you can get a reading there in person. We actually have a better rate if you get us outside of the shop. So, you know, just email us if you want to have that. We don't do the flash sale stuff. That's not associated with Upshanti. That's a separate business. The flash sale is only through Providence, so you have to email us. But I'm just letting you know, because some people work better on a spontaneous thought. So if you just want to come in, and it's also great because it's a crystal shop. So I can recommend crystals for you that are healing crystals for you. If you want to do that way, it's up to you.
There's jewelry. There's all sorts of things. You can
sage,
get. You can get incense, sage. You can get Tibetan bowls, body sprays, oils. I'm sure we have resins, all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's a great store.
Yeah, it's a great store. I'm reading there on Sundays from 11:30 to 3:30. So if you're around on Sunday in that Union Square, NYU area, 14th Street. Okay, the address is 230 14th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenues. Yeah, we do events here in the city, so if you have an event or you want to just have us read at one of your parties or one of your events.
We do have group rates, yeah, okay, so transformation period. Keep it light. Keep it playful. Just a quick recap for the emotions this week. We're having Aries, Cancer, and Scorpio. You guys need to look at your emotions and how you're feeling. There are lessons to be learned, definitely Scorpio. You're having a completion, Cancer. And go whatever it is that you're trying to communicate about your feelings, Aries. Now, in the wands sections, we've got what? Taurus, Gemini, and Leo. You guys need to look at your spirit this week. You know, what is it that is driving you to do the things that you're doing? And then everybody else, Libra, and all of my later social planets, everything, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, all of you guys are having major weeks this week. So definitely look at some of these feelings as to why you're having major weeks. Libra, you're having an emotional major week, and Pisces, you are too. Both of these are having emotional major weeks, okay? And so is Sagittarius, actually. There's a lot of major arcana of emotions here, okay? Then the fire, Aquarius, you need to think about these spiritual reasons why you're doing the things that you're doing. And go ahead and take that risk, Capricorn. I mean, sometimes you will literally not look before you leap. Like you won't leap without knowing what's down there or whatever. You know, you always want the proof or whatever. But in this situation, it's saying take a risk in your emotions. You might actually get whatever it is if you be honest with yourself.
You know, it really is talking about a dependability factor, and it's a singularity, right? It's like we're thinking about our dependability factor in terms of how we can depend upon ourselves and what it is that you have to do in order to, you know, have those progressions happen and have those learning experiences actually teach you something, you know what I mean? So that you can use them for your next phase. It's like, what are we doing any of this for if we're not letting our experiences sort of like teach us things?
Right.
What's the point? Why are we even here?
Why?
But the crazy thing is that we are here.
On this floating ball in space, going around another floating ball in space. It's magic, honey. We're magic.
It's crazy.
I hope you voted.
Okay, y'all. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Look.